what's up guys, what's going on? This is Daniel. Decided to come back for an album review of Lupe Fiasco's Tetsuo and Youth. It's been about a week since I've been on here, but I'm gonna make it a priority and commitment to be able to do this on a consistent basis, regardless that I have school and work. Still no excuse. I'm gonna continue doing these reviews on a consistent basis. And if you want to continue being a follower of this channel, just comment in the comment section below, like, subscribe, and please be a part of this channel so you can see really dope reviews. And let me start off with my thoughts on this. Chicago rapper Lupe has released a project that has been storming the hip-hop community. Coming to this project, I was very intrigued and also anxious to see what type of direction Lupe will go with, especially after his mediocre previous releases with Lasers, Food and Liquor Part 2, and also his subpar, lackluster mixtape, Friend of the People. And the reason why I didn't like those projects was more because I feel like Lupe was not comfortable on those albums and production. I feel like he wasn't himself. I feel like he was trying to branch out to something that just was not working. And I was curious to see whether he was going to use different production on this, and to see whether he was going to get out of the social political views. And I found it very interesting that Lupe originally he released a track with Chris Brown, Big Crit, and Rick Ross. And he also, I think he also collabed with Ty Dolla $ign next to it, and also Old School Level Ed Sheeran, and all of those tracks were completely omitted from this album. And I thought he was teasing us with those singles as I thought they were going to be in the album, but he actually took them out completely, and I was surprised by that. I guess originally he wanted to go towards a mainstream direction originally, but I think now he's just saying, you know what, I don't want to be relevant anymore. I just want to do me. I want to make the music that I want to do, and I think that's exactly what he's done here. I think this album was more influenced by what he wants. It was influenced by him. Particularly, it wasn't influenced by the record label. This was kind of the first time how Lupe was himself in a while, and it really showed. And the introduction of this album started flawlessly with Mural, which was an 8-minute track, such a long track, but you know what? It was such an amazing, spectacular piece of work. Piece of art that was just flawless. And Lupe was attempting to reference this track as an actual mural, and pretty much gave us a pure imagery and pure depiction and glimpse of his lyrical proficient abilities. And he's able to incorporate all of his thoughts and gives you an actual painting of what everything he's going through with, his record label, and about the music that he wants to do. And that was one of my favorite tracks on this. Also, Blur My Hands, great track. That was another standout track from this. This entailed a soulful, smooth hook from Guy Sebastian, who is a fantastic vocalist, by the way. He sounded spectacular on this. This was actually better than Battle Scars, in my opinion. I feel like this was just better executed, and I just enjoyed it a lot more. And also, Dots and Lines, that was such an interesting track. Initially, going into it, when I first listened to it, I was like, wow, like, the production that he's using on this is so different than what we're used to. He was branching out, but he sounded like he was excited, and he sounded comfortable on this, even though this was completely different than from what we're used to. But he was able to do it so natural. He did this track so natural, and it was production that started off with a banjo bluegrassy type of vibe, and this was a very diverse track. And basically, he was talking about his frustrations with Atlantic Records and how he's been capable of setting free and making music that matters to him, not to the record labels, and not to the mainstream listeners. He's trying to make music that is not so commercially appealing because he doesn't want that. And he doesn't want that because he wants to stay true to his roots. He doesn't want to sell out and be something he's not. And I think that's part of the reason why he admitted those big Rick Ross, Chris Brown features, because I feel like those tracks were mainly influenced and orchestrated by Atlantic Records because they want him to be more mainstream. But Lupe does not want that relevance. He just wants to make music that he wants to. Simple as that. And that's exactly what he's been displaying on this. And he wants to make music without Atlantic's consent. And yeah, basically, I love the production on this. I feel like it has such a different vibe to it. You would never expect to hear a type of production on a hip hop track like this. But yeah, great job. I love this track. One of my favorite tracks on this. No Scratches, another track that I loved. I loved the overall vibe to it. Thought it was very refreshing. Again, another type of beat selection and production that sounded very courageous. It sounded like Lupe. Like this is exactly what Lupe wanted. I feel like he was able to blend it so perfectly. And yeah, this is a great track. Deliver, one of my favorite tracks on this. I loved the production on this. And also I love the overall concept of it too. Lupe uses pizza and pizza delivery as a concept for this track. He's claiming how that in the ghetto is considered to have a label as being dangerous and no entry zone, and basically how once you enter the ghetto, there's no way of coming back alive. So basically he's saying, you know, once you're in the ghetto, that's it. You're done. And he was able to use this concept so perfectly, and I love how he was still able to stay true to his lyrical roots and abilities, but was still able to incorporate a mainstream feel with Ty Dolla $ign's vocals, which sounds like this can really be in the radio. And but yeah, this was a great track. But yeah, overall, I loved this album. This is the most focused, most determined I've ever heard Lupe on. I'm a huge Lupe fan. Actually, well, I haven't really been a huge fan for about a few years, but I've always appreciated his talent. And now he's completely won me over again. He's always been so lyrical, always been so intelligent with his wordplay. I feel like his wordplay was a prime highlight of this album. And also, what was interesting was that normally in his albums he always covers social political stances, but I feel like he was trying to go a different direction with this. This wasn't so much of a social political outlook. He talked more about different perspectives about the hood and about his own perspective of music, and also introspective. He also showed a lot of introspective moments with Mural, how he was trying to paint a picture of, you know, how he views his music and how he wants to be portrayed. And I thought he did that perfectly. This was a great album. If you have not listened to this, please give it a listen. But yeah, I can't say any more about this. I was not expecting it to be this good. I feel like Lupe is finally back. And yeah, I mean, thank you for watching. Like I said again, comment, like, subscribe. And yeah, I should be reviewing Joey Badass's new album soon. That just came out yesterday too, and supposed to be reviewing Fall Out Boy's and then Neo's album in the remainder of the month. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for being a part of this channel, and yeah.